Welcome to the very first episode of CC Speaks Real Talk. I'm Miss CC, your host, unfiltered guide, and voice of reason when life decides to throw you curveballs. And if you're here, that means you're ready to grow, level up, but most important, keep it real with yourself and the world around you. Let me tell you why I created this space. At 17, I did not have what I'm about to give you now. That raw, unpolished truth, old school wisdom, real talk for new school challenges. I wish I had someone that said, it's okay to mess up. It's okay to mess up as long as you're willing to clean it up. Because somebody had told me that it was okay. You know, we were running around here trying to do everything that's right. Now, mind you, we're doing that now, but I was doing that back at 17. I was afraid to mess up. So when I did mess up, it was huge. It was huge. But anyway, I'll get into that. This isn't a podcast that's about fluff. No. Far from it. Make sure I got this right. Far from it. Because I'm here to empower you with the tools that you need to make better decisions, navigate conflict, but most of all, trust your gut. And there's one thing I want you to remember is life gets messy, y'all. Relationships complicated, jobs stressful, family drama. Don't get me started. Please don't get me started. But here's the deal. Every challenge can become an opportunity for growth if you choose to face it head on. Ain't that something? We got to make that choice because it's just not going to happen. We got to put some effort into it. And that's why I'm here today on my very first episode of my podcast. Well, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to break it all down. I'm going to build you up, and I'm going to be unapologetically real. I really needed this at 17. Lord knows I did. But I can't dwell on the past. That's why I created this space. All right? Will not dwell on the past. I can tell you one thing. I was hard-headed at 17. Y'all know what that means? I wasn't listening to nobody because they never gave it to me straight. They always fluffed the facts or sugarcoated something or spoke over my head, you know? And then, I don't know. Maybe I was just hard-headed and wasn't listening. You know, they used to say, girls, sit down, be still. That's why I said we're not that far from when I was 17, because I know you're probably telling your child that or some other little kid that. But, yeah, I feel like now we got to teach folks to listen, to be still. So I have my notes. I do. I have my notes. And I wanted to keep me on the right track. So I'm just not all over the place. Remember, this is my first episode. But anyway, I guess you say, why now, Miss CC? Well, I'm going to tell you, it was long overdue. You know, very long overdue. But I had to be ready. I had to be ready to come real with you. I had to be ready to be transparent. I had to be able to make sure that I was in a good space for me to be good for you. Okay? I've been working in the nonprofit sector for over 18 years, working with people experiencing homelessness, single men, single women with children, women that are in recovery, my sassy seniors. So I've seen it in all levels, you know, but the beauty of it is watching them transform. They go through this transformation process. There's a lot of situations going on that people have no idea of. None. But you know what? I know you got some stories too. And I bet you came through some stories just like these other individuals. And just imagine coming together where each other can feed into one another. Now that's what I call real. That is what I call real. So to me, I felt like I didn't have this kind of wisdom back in the day that I'm trying to bring to you. All right? So that's why I hit the go button for now, for right now. Being in the nonprofit sector taught me so much. You know, I met so many people. I mentor a lot of people. But I've learned a lot. And I want to share it. Because you'd be surprised how somebody got or went from where they were to where they are right now. You would be surprised. But I'm sure, again, you have stories. And your story can help someone. And I can't wait for that. That's going to be great. Who is this for? It's for men and women from 16 to 66 and more, depending on who can relate, what they're going through. You know, because a lot of people got a lot of stuff going on. But I also think that there's something missing. And what's missing is a self-awareness in it all. People are walking around oblivious to stuff. And they wonder, how did they get in a situation? Well, let's rewind the tape. Let's see. But we also got to you got to take ownership too. You got to take ownership. That's the only way you can get that ball rolling forward. Because if you stay in denial, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to stay stuck. All right? It ain't nothing sexy about being stuck. Okay? So think about that. Only growth. Now that's sexy. Okay? But anyway. It's the unfiltered insight I want to give you guys. I say that because it does come with tough love. It does come from self-awareness and transformation. I love those words, you know, because it takes work. It does take work. And I'm here for it, you know. So that unfiltered advice, I don't even like saying the word advice. It's just unfiltered awareness that I want to give to everyone. It's been a long time coming. It really has. It's been a long time coming, and I wanted to make sure that I was good for you. That's crazy, huh? Make sure that I was good for you. Because if I'm no good, how can I try to tell you something? You know? The crazy part about all of this is I lived through a lot of these subject matters that we're going to talk about. And I'm going to show you just how relevant this stuff is. You know, it's amazing. And it always amazes me when people just think they got it all together. And they don't. We're still a work in progress. All of us. All of us. The thing is, some people are getting it and some people refuse to receive it. And that's where you go left when you should have been going right. So I'm passionate about this thing. Like I said, that age of 17 was life-changing because I did end up pregnant. I did. And wow, when I think back, I was just a child trying to raise a child. Clueless, no user manual, nothing. But the Lord above saying, look at that, look at that poor child. I gotta help this girl, you know. So I leaned on him a lot, trust me. But we can talk about that further down the line as well. Do I have any regrets on that? Absolutely not. That child and another son that came a lot later made me who I am today, baby. So I have no regrets. And you should not have any regrets about your kids either. And you shouldn't let anybody make you feel like you should regret having your kids. All right? So CC Speaks Real Talk. It's about discussions in the pod. It's about us having just back and forth banter, sharing your stories to someone who needs to hear your story. I want to bring it together. I want to build that community because that's what I've been doing, and it's been giving me purpose. That is my purpose, and I want to share it, and I want to bring others aboard. I want to have fun with this thing. There's a part where I call it saucy talk. Saucy talk is like when you need a little extra seasoning because you're going through that season. Yeah, for sure. Big time. Because we do go through some seasons and we think we're the only ones going through it. But we're not. There's others going through it. We just don't know. And this is why I'm here, okay? Because I want us to be able to help each other. I want you to be able to talk to me. If you can't find anybody else to talk to, come on over to TTCC, okay? I won't steer you wrong. If anything, I want you to think. I want to make you think. That's it. Because I can tell you some stuff and you'd be like, oh my goodness, I didn't even think about that. It happens. And it's okay. And I'm not saying you're not going to make any more mistakes after listening to the podcast over here. Because you will. But it's okay. Like I said, it's okay to mess up as long as you're willing to clean it up. That was the best advice somebody could have told me. If they would have told me. You know. Because it was too late when I even thought about it. You know. Expecting at 17. I'm in high school. You know. Trying to graduate. And I did graduate. Baby and all. So I'm just telling you that whatever situation you're in, whatever things you're going through, you're not alone. And this is a safe space. I'd like to think that I can be the you words, unfiltered, unleashed, unscripted, unapologetically, because I want to come a different direction. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I don't want to sit here and say, you need to do this, you need to do that. I am not a psychiatrist. I am not a counselor. I am not your teacher. I am here to bring self-awareness. That's somebody else's ministry over there. And I'm going to stay in my lane. But what I will tell you, we're going to have fun doing this thing. And then when you start thinking about the things that we're discussing, you're going to see that some of this stuff is going to work. You really are. Because I've learned a lot. I've written books. Yeah. I am a published author. And trust me, right now is not the time to talk about it. But we will get into it because it's about motivating and empowering. I've done it for so long. It's me. I love making sure that other people can realize that there are second chances out there. All right? And I want to be that kind of platform that when the world is telling them one thing, I'm showing you another. You notice I said show. I didn't say I'm telling you another. I said show. So we will cover different topics. Let me see. I think I got some stuff written that I want to talk about. That I want to talk about recognizing the patterns. You know? You don't realize that you do a pattern of things until you're on the outside looking in. Or until somebody brings something up. You know? Got to break the pattern. But the only way you can break the pattern is self-awareness. If you feel like you go to work the same way every day, how about changing it up a bit? You know, that's something small. I ain't even gonna talk about relationships, the patterns that we have in that, like the dudes that we seem to pick, and our picker has been off for like years, but you still keep picking the same type of dude that ain't working for you. All right? That's a pattern. But you need self-awareness for that. And Miss Cece is here for it. All right? Nobody's perfect. I think I talk about setting boundaries without guilt. Don't let nobody guilt trip you into not setting no boundaries, girl. Or bro. Because guess what? Y'all need some boundaries too. So just think about it. You got to start setting boundaries. I'm going to talk about that. Because your peace is sacred. All right? You got to value that peace. Peace is priceless. All right? And awareness is power. Peace is priceless. Awareness is power. So remember that. You might didn't know it then, but you know it now. And giving yourself permission to evolve. That's pretty much what I'm doing right now in front of you in real time. I am giving myself permission to evolve. This is my space that I created, so I'm evolving. And I'm doing it with you on this journey. Because like I said, stuck ain't sexy. Growth is. So we're here to grow, and we're here to grow together. Stuck ain't sexy, but we here to grow, and we're here to grow together. I like that. That could be a song. Okay. And I know there's a gazillion podcasts that you could be watching and listening to and need to be listening to. But this, Discussions in the Pod, this podcast, CC Speaks Real Talk, it's not about what you need. It's the podcast you didn't know you needed. Okay? I'm going to be here, and we're going to talk about it. I can't wait to have fun with this thing. I just really can't. If I say something like BITD, that means back in the day. I know when I was younger, I used to say, hey, when somebody say back in the day, they must be old. So I'm refusing to say that too much. So I might say BITD, so you guys will know what that means. If I say, ooh, BITD, it was on and popping. That's what I'm talking about. All right? It's cool, too. If you guys email me at ccspeaksrealtalk@gmail.com. I want to know some stories. I want to know what you want me to talk about. I want to know if you have questions that you want answered. Yes, I want us to have fun, because this isn't just about me. This is about us. All right? This is about us. And tell your other folks that you know probably need this. Tell them to join in as well. All right? We all like lined up for this roller coaster ride, because, baby, you know how roller coasters can be. At least for me, I will get on that roller coaster and keep my eyes closed the whole time. The whole time. I might peek a little bit, but guess what? My eyes are closed, but I'm having a time of my life. So that's what I want you to do as well. But we're going to keep our eyes open. We're going to keep our eyes and ears open. Okay, you can close it a little bit. But you know what I'm talking about. We stand in them long lines just to be on a 3-minute ride. Okay, so how much time you going to give yourself for this? Think about it. All right, so Discussions in the Pod. I can't do it by myself. I need you. Got the key to my vision. With you, vision can be huge. All right? I had to start somewhere. I also want to let you know that my next episode is going to be about Bag Lady. That's the subject title. Bag Lady. Bag lady, you gon' hurt your back, dragging all them bags like that. Oh, sorry, Erica. Sorry about that. Yeah. I need you to tune in for that, because you're not even gonna know where this is going. All right? So I definitely want you to tune in for that. And then also, again, this is my first episode. I'm excited. I can't wait for us to get on here and just have this dialogue together. But I also want us to win from within. You know, I really do. I want us to win from within, for sure. And I want to add a little flavor to your behavior to make it pop. That's all I'm doing. Just adding a little flavor. That's why I talk about that saucy talk. Adding that seasoning to that season you going into. So we can do this together. We're going to have fun. I appreciate you. I do. I really do. And I think whatever you got going on, whatever you're doing, if you don't think it's producing fruit right now, think about the seeds you're planting. You know, sometimes you might have to change up those seeds in order to get the fruit that you want. All right? But I'm here for it. We're going to plant some seeds together. And we're going to get the fruit we're looking for. So until then, I will see you at the next episode. Peace.